I'm so glad when my mic was off just now because I just like fumbled my headphones and went like, "Wah!" Like the most embarrassing ad sound. But we're not gonna talk about that. Hello, chat though. So yeah, I'll go ahead and tab over. Oh, why does my voice sound like that? I have myself like on my headphones. Why do I sound like that? Whatever. Hello, Delicious Cromer 1997 and Ariel Star. But yeah, like I said, I'll go ahead and tab over. Hello everyone, I'm just on the Google home screen right now, but as you can see, I have two Google Docs up here. They are not expose Google Docs. Oops, I actually didn't mean to click on that. But these are my notes. Well, okay, this is a script. These are my notes for what was I saying? Oh yeah, for my next few videos. So since this one's got a script, obviously I'm gonna do that one first. Cause yeah, I'm literally gonna record it later today. I'm still coping with Rudy Knight. Genuinely, how can Rudy still be the knight? I don't understand. It debunked Death Knight. I personally buy into Death Knight more after this chapter. Toby Fox himself caused a purge in Night Theories. Yeah, I've already seen so many people just be like, yeah, I give up. I don't. I'm not theorizing about the Knight anymore. I can't believe pizza fans turned out to be the Knight. I honestly feel like this Knight is more realistic. Listen, okay. The biggest thing with Death Knight, and this has been the biggest thing with Death Knight since probably even before chapters 3 and 4, is the fact that Death doesn't have an alibi. And that's what makes her so easy to accuse. And I even say that in this script right here. That's what makes Death Knight just so easy. Are we going to talk about Green Chris? What do you mean? Azrael Knighters Assemble? Listen, I mentioned I mentioned Azrael Knight in my next video. And oh my gosh. Yeah, I mentioned Azrael Knight in my next video. And I'm like, Carol Knight was shot dead after this Carol Knight has been shot dead. Rudy Knight is about as dead as Rudy himself. And Azrael Knight, okay, there's nothing wrong with it. It's just stupid. And it's a reference to that one Queen dialogue where she's like, okay, there's nothing wrong with Birdley. He's just annoying. And I thought it was so funny when I wrote that at like 3 in the morning. Yeah, oh my gosh. Dude, Onion Sun got slimed out. Onion Sun actually genuinely got slimed out. And when I saw that, I freaking, if you watched my big collab video, Julian and Neo, Julian and Neo actually predicted that. Noel Knight, no guys, Noel Knight isn't real. Noel Knight's so silly to me. It doesn't make any sense. I feel like it's like trying to convince a Birdley lover that Birdley is annoying. You simply can't. They killed Des and ate her. Onion Sun is not Des. Howdy Shabunka, hello puppy Spark. I don't want to believe that, right? My main issue with Azrael Knight is that it just repeats Undertale's twist. Yeah, and that's one of my biggest issues with it too. Is just like, it's just kind of lame. Like that would like, I would have to be roped into that immediately starting in chapter 6 because otherwise I'm just like, I feel like there's almost no way you could sort of write Azrael Knight that would be intriguing to me. I feel like it would lessen the impact of a lot of what Deltarune has been building up, you know? Speaking of lessening, yeah, someone said so Weird Route. I don't want to talk about Weird Route immediately. I kind of want to geek about like some of the other stuff that happened. Let me just, oh my gosh, dude. There was like one time on stream I started typing into this freaking thing at the top and then like it autofilled to like my freaking email. And I'm so scared of that happening again. So every time I search something now, I bring you guys over to the BRB screen. But let me just pull up YouTube and let me just pull up like a full like playthrough. And I'll put it in the description. You know, I'll credit it in the description. Chapter 5 full playthrough Deltarune. Her name is Noelle. Alright, is this silent? Okay. No commentary. Yeah. Okay. Oh my god, I got a freaking ad. Wait, can I mute my desktop audio? Alright. She's dead now. 15-second ad, y'all. I'm heartbroken. Thought I'm crying. Dude, the second I finished Snowgrave, I just hopped online and immediately started, like, gluttonously consuming Deltarune content. Oh my gosh, I got 2, like, long-ass ads. Why did I get a 10-second skippable ad? That's a thing now? Anyways, back over here. So, okay. Before we get to the more serious stuff, I kind of want to geek about some of the fun stuff. Because we do... Onion-san could have saved Chris and Noelle from the weird route. What are you talking... Oh my god, wait, you're right. Onion-san could have carried them across the lake. Whoa! Phantom 42069, thank you for the 10 euros. Toby Fox hit Flowey with the anime beam. Dude, no. When I... when I saw that freaking... Whoa, wait. Wait, guys, do you see that? Wait, that's me. Wait, that's me, guys. This is a mini version of me, Alan. I want you to have it. Anyways, that's funny. But yeah, Onion-san could have just carried them across the lake. What were they thinking? Bro, a freaking Gasser follower 3 didn't slime out Onion-san. Like, we could have been just fine. But of course. But no, of course. Okay, yeah. Where is it? Where's the festival? Oh my gosh, bro. My reaction to the freaking flowery thing, I genuinely started tweaking. Actually, I don't know a single person who didn't start tweaking. Like, am I playing, like, did I accidentally open Persona 3? Am I hallucinating? Was Chapter 5 not real? Is this gonna be unreleased? Was it ever released in the first place? Like, what? W Onion-san freaking carrying Chris and Noelle across the lake. Dude, when Noelle referenced, like, let's do something crazy. I'm gonna grow angel wings and we're gonna fly across the lake. Ooh, bruh, that was a crazy reference. No, it's dragging you in if you say stop, freak me out. Right? Oh my gosh, she's like, say the words, Chris. Just say the words, Chris. Woo! Scary stuff. I replayed that scene 3 times. First time, I just did the proceed thing, but I didn't spam proceed, so I just drowned. And then I did the stop, and I just drowned again. And then I did the spam proceed, because I was like, is that really all there is? Like, I don't want to replay the whole chapter all over again, if that's really all there is. I know there's, like, 2 more pieces of dialogue in the rest of the chapter. And, like, the first one is, like, Rosalie being like, Chris, you're okay! And the other one's, like, the one with Susie, where she's like, oh, Chris, am I getting in the way with something with you and Noelle? And then Chris tries to drown themselves again. Noelle, I want to get off this ride now! It's right when Noelle says you changed. Oh, yes! Oh my gosh, she smiled. Bro, she freaking smiled. Oh my gosh. When I saw this smile, I was like, oh, yep. That's the smile, alright. Bunka drown theory was actually real. Wait, what? Was that a joke? Was that like a joke theory Chet had before, oh, look at them. Before chapter 5? I remember there was one time I almost drowned in the ocean. That's freaking like as a child, I was forced to eat dog food for dinner. Shabunka, why did you do that to Chris? I didn't! I'm not on the weird route, guys. I'm not on Snowgrave route. Yeah, that was a joke in the countdown stream. Are you serious? Wait, that's actually so funny. Okay. So, oh my gosh. Dude, Birdly. Okay, it's a shame that I still haven't seen what happens if Birdly has his wing fried in this scene. Does anything change if Birdly has his wing fried? She might be worse than Kara. Well, I mean, Kara was kind of crazy from the start. Like, Kara been crazy. Kara was the one manipulating Azrael. Noelle had to get manipulated to act like this. That's the key difference. Did Chris and Noelle die or what? I'm not gonna say a whole lot because I want to put most of it in my video. I might open up these notes later if we get like really fixated on talking about what happened in Snowgrave. But yeah, we gotta start blaming Noelle for everything instead of Kara. I was thinking, yo, we're gonna get Birdly playable, Birdly on the party. Yeah, it's a little sad there's no Curdly date. That was on my bingo card, actually. I admit it. But Hatsune Miku theory. Why did Kara make Shabunka and Chris make Noah? What are you talking about? I love the 7 flower. Okay, wait. Hold on. Hold on. I'm gonna make a poll. Can I make a poll on mobile? Oh shoot! I have to pull up my own stream. That's embarrassing. All right. Hold on, guys. We're pulling up my stream. I'm gonna do a poll. How much? And I'll just ask it now, so you guys can like discuss it in chat. Shut up! Oh my gosh, she's so annoying. No, wait, stop! It's gonna start a loop. Oh my gosh. I'll just ask it now, so you guys can like. Is it? Stop! Okay. Anyways. Poll. Okay. How did you guys like Flowery? At first, what was your initial opinion of Flowery? Okay. There we go. I'm looking at chat. I see a lot of hate. I see a lot of hate, which I can agree with because I was like Ralsei. I was like Ralsei at first. Hate. Let me tell you. Currently, Need That Twink Dead is in the lead. Exactly. See, exactly. That's how I felt as well. I am Ralsei when it comes to this guy. He grew on what? Oh, okay. He okay. I feel like that was kind of the intention. Like you were intended to hate him just like Ralsei at first, right? But what was I gonna say? I hated him till the end where I cheered for him to win, right? Okay, I think most of you guys can agree with me on this. It was after his like heart to heart with Ralsei about fate, about the prophecy, that he changed. Not that he changed, but that our opinion of him changed. Our opinion of him changed. It was after that scene for me where I was like, okay, wait, I actually kind of like this guy. He's actually kind of cool. I cheered when he died. Okay, I guess he just didn't change. It's weird because I was talking to my friend. I was like, I hated Flowery at first, and she was like, dude, I immediately liked him. Like that shoujo opening hooked me, and now she's down bad for him. She already drew fan art of him. Should I put the fan art on stream? Wait, hold on. Let me show you guys the fan art she drew. She's actually super talented. This is my friend Defender. I'm gonna plug her art fight here soon. She can't know that I'm putting this on stream. She's gonna slime me out. She's oh, actually, I'm not gonna say that. That's like actually, I think this is the image. Yep, it is. Look at this art she drew of Flowery, bro. Is that not tough? Sorry, we're getting so distracted, but look at this. What's the opposite of I miss Tenna, literally? I hate Flowery. I loved his fight with the knight that lasted 2 seconds, literally. But yeah, we were on call and she drew this in like 3 hours. It's really impressive. Oh god, fan now already. I've almost done Radiant on all bosses. Really good. Really good actually. Anyways, we'll you know what, he'll be keeping us company throughout the stream. Let's just hope she doesn't tune in. If she does, you guys will tell me, right? Alright. Let me know if Flowery like blocks anything. He's gonna be super tiny to avoid him blocking anything, but nobody can outspeed a flower. Bro, I've been saying Jamona so much. Oh my gosh, it's not even funny. Anyways, so okay. So okay, for one, all the Susie and Noelle interactions had me geeking. And if you go watch my reaction stream, you know that. There's the secret boss right there, by the way. Oh wait, it's Jerona, you're right. Sorry. Jerona, my fault. I'm a fake fan. I'm a LARPer. I'm sorry y'all caught me. Hey guys, I think I found a glue. Dude, I knew he said glue. I was like, hey guys, I think I found a glue. And then my brother was like, he says clue. Why would he say glue? And then I like looked it up and he says glue. I'm falling. All right, oh my god. Dude, I don't care about freaking Serena Williams. Sorry if you can hear my dogs, by the way. You're eating my flesh. Oh, I just went on my stream. You can hear my dogs for sure. Okay. I love this scene so much. Can we just like watch this scene and reflect on it, guys? Shabunka plays Deltron 3. Wait, hold on. Ugh! Let me see how many hours I have in Deltarune. I have 110 hours in Deltarune on my Switch. If you're gonna play like that, you better have shockwaves to finish the job. Because if that guy had shockwaves after he. This scene was my favorite of the entire chapter. As someone who is literally. Like, I've been. You don't understand. So, next school year, I'm going to be a senior in high school, okay? I'm gonna be an unk. I'm gonna be putting the unk in Shabunka, right? I have been I have been a fan of this ship since 7th grade. Half a decade. Like, I cried for a very personal reason because in this scene. I also shed a tear because I've been waiting for this scene for a while. But yeah, there was also one part that really hit me hard for personal stuff, which I'm not gonna be talking about. 7th grade. Yep, I've been waiting for the ship since before I was old enough to have Discord. Since I was 12 years old, y'all. No, it's almost over. Yeah. Okay. Let me like hours. Oh my gosh, I love how like even though it's off screen, I love how they have so much chemistry that they're just like able to talk off screen for hours. Dog, I feel old. I'm 28. You're pushing 30 as a Deltarune fan? No, I'm kidding. I wish the relationship had more time to develop though. I think a lot like chapter 2 had a lot of development for not a lot, but a bit of a it dipped its toes in the water with like the whole Ferris wheel scene. Shimako look up Inukuma. I don't really want to. Like 15, I'm a fetus. The whole chapter was to feed the ship. Do you see, bro, the ratio? Well, yeah, I guess Susie's always thinking about Noelle during the ship, though. Oh, feed the shippers. Sorry, I couldn't see the full message. My fault. But oh my gosh, wait, what was I saying? Yeah, I love how they have so much chemistry that it's like even off screen they were able to just chat sort of very easily for hours. And I think we see that in chapter 4 as well, how like because of their interactions in the dark world and because of just how much chemistry they have, they just sort of naturally hit it off, even if in Noelle's mind at least, it feels like they've never interacted. It was only in that dream of hers where they interacted. So yeah, I love the Suzelle scenes, but I felt so bad for Chris. Wait, why? I did see like one fan art where Chris was like depressed, like, oh, I never had a chance. But yeah, I don't know. Oh my gosh, yeah, for one, this is my favorite Susie's face sprite. I don't think that's a hot take or anything. I just love how genuine she is in this sprite. And listen, I like when she uses it jokingly, like in the 1 chapter 3 dialogue where when you admit to licking, or when you make Chris admit to licking 10 as a kid, like, oh, did you know if you lick TV screens they turn rainbow? She's like, huh, of course you know that, dumbass. Felt so bad for Chris in the candy bowl scene. Oh yeah, bro. Chris was just like yeah. Chris was third wheeling the whole time, but also they're like the wing day. They're the wing day. Come on. Opinions on Burr L Uzi Say what? Um, the fact Susie and Chris riding the Ferris wheel is more wholesome than Susie and Noelle. I haven't seen the Susie. Oh, you mean in Snowgrave? Yeah, yeah. It's cute. Um. Oh, hey, Freezy. Cruzy slash Crusoe being essentially dead just leaves more space for Crawlsy. Word! But also, like, Cruzy. There were some Cruzy crumbs in this chapter. Are we going to talk about how there were some Cruzy crumbs in this chapter? Anyways, we're not gonna talk about shipping wars. Oh my gosh, another 10 euros. Hello, thank you, Phantom 42069. I find it hilarious to me that Chris is an ally to 3 different Yuri relationships. Wait, 3? Okay, there's Tuzel. What are the other 2? Am I tweaking? Wait. What are the other 2 Yuris? I'm like blanking. Oh, okay, there's like Alfie's and Undying because they have to deliver the chocolates. Cruisy Crumbs crying emoji. And then what's the third one? What would the third one be? Shibuka, have you played Danganronpa? I watched like gameplay of it in middle school and it made me uncomfortable, so I didn't. Catty and Crocodile Girl? Oh! Yeah, I guess. But Chris doesn't really help them push their agenda. But yeah, I guess. But yeah, I loved the use of that Susie sprite there. That's my favorite Susie sprite. And so I started geeking. No, Curdly, I hate that dumbass bird. I'm banning you from my chat, actually. I'm kidding. Yeah. I do nice pants. Yeah, I saw that. That was the interaction I got in my playthrough. Oh yeah, I predicted Susie throwing Noah's phone. Like I was like, is she gonna throw her phone? And then she did, and I was like, this is only there for emotional support. It's like that one. Do you guys know that one meme where it's like, hey, I just wanted to let you know I've had feelings for you for the longest time. And they're like, oh yeah, that's cool. Who's the other person? Oh, they're here for emotional support. I'm here for you, man. I got banned from a Discord group chat for liking Birdly. They didn't deserve you. They didn't deserve you. Wait, is Caddy the goth one or the dumb one? Caddy with an I is the goth one. Caddy with a Y is the Valley Girl one. I think. Oh my god, this moment right here. This was so cute. This was so cute. Have you watched the Asheville Lane series? No, I haven't. What is it? But yeah, I love this so much. For one, Noah's sprite is. Oh, look at her. They're such dorks, bro. I love them. Their chemistry is so great. Susie has been waiting to be not a cornball. Susie's been waiting to be cheesy like this her whole life, and she found someone to be cheesy with, and I love that. Susie proposal win, literally. Rudy's dead, Shabunka, and you're focusing on teenage Yuri? Yeah, I am. Alright? Because we're not there yet. We're not there yet, okay? Yeah, with the sunset and everything. That's what Noelle says. Oh my gosh. They both know it's romantic, but they're too awkward to admit that it's romantic. Oh my god, he's rotting? What the hell are you talking about? Rudy is not rotting. With the sunset and everything, I was downright cheesing at this scene, man. My cheeks were more red than Noelle's nose. You heard that here first, folks. Yes, sirree. Any thoughts on Transform Ralsei after the chapter? Okay, so I've seen like the one scene where like he wears a dress and like is like, oh, I can be a princess too, and how Flowery calls him princess in that one scene. If there's any other scenes, do let me know because I've only seen those two, but I feel like I don't know. I think it's cool. I think it's cool. Like Transform Ralsei was like a bit of a I don't know if it's gonna become canon, but there's definitely crumbs of it. And you know what? I can get behind that because let people have their headcanons and feed into their headcanons just a little. You know? And I think at this point you could argue for it as a theory, but yeah, I don't know. Oh hey Tubby, this is the best scene in the game as well as the I can't read. Okay, we'll just leave it at that. Plus the blue and pink soda gifted by Flower. Oh, I didn't put that together. Oh. Hmm. Yeah. Interesting. The crumbs, like the breadcrumbs. I have trans Ralsei evidence at the end of chapter 5. Ralsei is referred to as they, them in the power menu. Was he always? Interesting. It PMO when people use colors as evidence for stuff. Sigh. Well, Deltarune can have a lot of color significance. Like, if you were to say red is symbolic of the weird route, I don't think that would be a stretch. I'm going out tonight. Enjoy the stream. Alright, see you, Freezy. My main issue with Chansey is that it takes away from the feminine boy and masculine girl party members. Yeah, but if it ends up being canon, I won't complain. Yeah, exactly. Color theory, yeah, Freezy color theory mentioned. Alright, lock me up, guys. But yeah, yeah. Hmm. I'm thinking. Yeah, I always preferred like Ralsei as a more feminine boy. You know, I sort of liked that he was just like a dude presenting super femininely. But like the other chatter said, sorry, I didn't catch their username. Um, I wouldn't be against trans Ralsei. There's my take. Oh, oh my gosh, very not illegal. Is that you, John Illegal? Thank you for the $10. I personally think Sorial isn't canon. Um, yeah, I mean, okay, at the start of chapter 5, it's kind of weird because like all of Sansa's stuff is like wiped out of Toriel's home. Like he just cracked her and left, I swear. One donation disappears and another shows up. It's a never-ending cycle. I don't know. I can see why Sansariel wouldn't be real, but I actually forgot the name of the ship. Is it Soriel? I forgot. But yeah. Someone can make a bank on this stream, right? I made $40 from my freaking Hive stream, y'all. All proceeds will go to the Noel cosplay. Hungover tutorials where it was so cute. Yes. Oh, hello, Soda Man. Yes. I haven't watched your newest video yet. I do intend to after I form my own thoughts on Side B, which we will be talking about later because I do have some notes on my thoughts. Oops, spoilers. As a trans femme who relates to Velocity a lot, he helped me find out. I used to cope with personal stuff. I was geeking. Yeah, I've heard a lot of like trans femmes be like, "Oh, I relate to Ralsei." Like there was that one video by I'm not a huge fan of the video itself, but that one like the case for trans femme Ralsei video by Cheddarcat. I was actually gonna make a video about that video because I really didn't like how at the time I don't know what to use. I'll use she. That feels more gender affirming. The video is just terminology clarification. Oh, okay. Okay, cool. Then I'll definitely watch it later. But I wasn't a fan of how she was like, oh yeah, this is like a headcanon. Like she clarifies that at the beginning of the video, I think. But um, but then she speaks of it as if it's a theory. I I wasn't a fan of that. But yeah, I forget what I was on about. So honestly, I'm just gonna continue geeking about the area. Oh my god, my dogs are barking again. They cannot shut up. Oh yeah. But yeah. I was saying she mentioned in that video that she relates to Ralsei too. Yeah, what's the donate button? Yeah, sometimes the donate button will like glow. I think it's after like someone else donates. Like, hey, you could keep the streak going. You could keep the streak going, kid. This could be up to you. Oh yeah. She's like, would you want to watch it together? And she's like, the horror compilation on your phone. Yeah. Oh my gosh. This was cute. Like even this, where they were sitting side by side, you know, quality time lesbians. I was like, oh my gosh, that's so cute. But um, Jevil Return believers died from this chapter. Yeah, there was so much freaking Jevil bait. Um, as a non-binary person, I pretty heavily relate to Ralsei being afraid to present yourself femininely, but also wanting to hold on to your masculinity. Interesting. Yeah. Wait. Which path did you get? Wait, like with Snowgrave? We get 5,000 references to world revolving and nothing. Can someone, the potential man meme? Oh my gosh, freaking very not illegal. Thank you again. How are you feeling about Sans Undertale being Sans Deltron and the weird route and possibly being? Oh yeah, I heard about that. How like it's like three people smiling and like Susie only draws three people. Um, on Weird Route. That's yeah. Weird Route is like potentially the yeah. I think that's why people are uh drawing ties to Weird Out and Undertale. I think that's the main reason. Oh, I don't know. I don't think there's a theory that like chapter 7 side B is Undertale. I do not buy into that at all. I'm glad I did Normal Route first because if I did Weird Out first I would not have been able to watch this scene. Yeah. Yeah, true. Me as well. Me as well. Yeah, like I was saying, can someone make a meme where it's like um they call me 007, zero actual Jevil appearances, zero something else, seven nods to world revolving. Can someone make a version of that? Did you get Weird Out? Yeah, I did do Weird Out as well. I did like both versions of Weird Out too. Side B is weird route. We need to make that clear. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna because side B has apparently always been referred to, or weird route has always been referred to as side B. So since they use Miku and Pink's battle theme and Ralsei can hear the music, does that mean Miku exists in the Delta? Don't make that a theory, guys. Side B's weird route in the code. Yeah. I learned that today, actually, which is very interesting. I'm surprised I didn't know that sooner, because I'm, like, obsessed with this game. Yeah. I physically cannot wait for the Chapter 7... Wait, what are you talking about? Isn't the unoriginal Starwalker the, like, bird thing in that one room? Yes, it is actually Miku. I asked one of my friends who's into Vocaloid. It is actually Miku. I went into the Mad Mimu secret boss blind. We will talk about Mad Mimu in a bit, because I'm going to draw that into how I believe Friend Copium is dead, and it always has been. Tropical Starwalker? Wait, what is Tropical Starwalker? Is it the Starwalker in Chapter 5? Oh, I didn't have Starwalker on the file I was talking about, or I was playing on, so I actually didn't see that. I thought people were just joking because it's Vocaloid. No, that's actually Miku. But, Friend was in Chapter 5. Yeah, but it was kind of... They weren't even pink and gold, bro. They were red. Was that... That was just... I don't know. We'll get to that. I'm trying to geek about Yuri right now, if y'all don't mind. No, I'm kidding. These tropical birds are pissing me off. Is that what he says? Yeah, but... Okay, hold on. Let me get to the one moment where she's like, yes! Then come on, let's take the first step. Once again, they use that beautiful freaking Susie sprite. What was your favorite song in Chapter 5? I haven't really listened to the OST, so I can't say for certain right now. I really liked Shop 3. I hadn't heard it before Chapter 5. I know it was like teased before Chapter 5, but I didn't listen to that. And then Get a Chance. And then I also... Oh my god, I'm blanking. Oh, I really like the... Na 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 na. The like, that was a really vague... That's like literally the Deltarune motif. That was like so vague. The what... The cliffs theme. Not the cliffs theme, but like the top of the mountain theme. It was really good. Yeah, cliffs theme. Thank you, Soda Man. I forgot the Don't Forget motif. No, I didn't forget the Don't Forget motif. I forgot the song that motif plays in. That was Sunset of Seven Suns. Okay. Interesting. I was unaware. Like I said, I don't listen to music leaks. So, wait, where's my phone? Oh, I just asked where my... Oops, sorry. Shamunka fake post theory. No, I just couldn't remember. I guess I'm in love is probably... Oh, yeah, that's true. The music that plays in this scene is so good. And the fact that it starts with an acoustic guitar freaking Des mentioned. Oh my god. But... It's Running Sky. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry, guys. I haven't re-listened to the OST. I don't know any of the OST names. I'm new to this. I'm new. Breadcrumbs is a reference to Mother 1. Is it? I don't doubt it. Yeah, I really like the let's take this first step because this was the moment where they saw eye to eye, you know? This was the moment where I think they both recognized like it's mutual, you know? And oh my freaking gosh, I'm just trying to watch Yuri. Do you mind? I'm literally giving free advertisement. Oh my gosh. I thought she was just gonna like step into the water with Susie. I was like, if she just hikes her dress up a little, all it's gonna do is like get on her fur and get on her hooves. Like Susie's already getting her freaking socks, shoes, and pants wet. Come on. But then she did oh my god! And the animation, dude, like a lot of the art in this new chapter is so good. Like, holy cow. 2 days ago, Susie was beating up Chris in front of Noel. But yeah, right. uBlock Origin is your friend, by the way. Ugh, yeah, I low-key need an ad blocker, but this is a family computer. Yeah, I love how her limbs flail. Like all the animation and new sprites in this chapter is so good. I love these new Susie overworld sprites. All right, y'all didn't hear it from me, but she is so fine. You did hear it from me. To be fair, having wet fur with freaky lake water. Is it freaky lake water? When I first saw this sprite, I couldn't really tell what was going on, but I see now that it's like Noel's arm reaching over. But it's still cute, and I love it. It's so unique. It's so unique. You know, I was totally geeked at the scene. I was trying not to yell because my brothers told me not to be too loud so as to avoid spoilers, even though I knew at this point I was behind them because they had both gotten to the dark world. But yeah, I was trying, so you can, like, in my stream, you can hear I'm like like trying so hard not to be loud. You can't just suddenly, what, you want me to put you down? Ugh. And then she clings onto her, walk out into the water. It's so cute. Yeah, are we gonna talk about the sneakers OTL motif? I heard about that. I don't know how it goes. I'm sorry, guys. I haven't really listened to the OST. We can't talk about any motifs. I haven't really listened to OST. Okay. We can't. No music. We're done. I'm kidding. I can't believe the first new song that I and probably a lot of other people heard was the freaking the trash trio fight with the freedom motif. The the Ignore my started there, by the way. I just like heard that on my headphones. Um what was I gonna say? I liked Flower Man. Yeah, Flower Man was good. Yeah, the trash trio with the freedom motif. When I heard the freedom motif, I was like, they just given the freedom motif. That was a generational voice crack. What? Oh my god. We, we're not gonna talk about that. They just given the freedom motif to anyone, okay? Anyways, but I really I like this scene a lot. How they talk about how Shavunk Uberty, how they talk about freaking inappropriate recycling. Was that's called interesting. Yeah, but I really like how they talk about like listening to each other's heartbeats. It's so sweet. It's so sweet. I don't know, but also heart-shaped object. Weird Route mentioned. Did you notice the Gaster motif in the festival theme? Are you serious? Wait, is that real? Can someone confirm that this is real? Because if so, no, I did not. In the Weird Route festival theme, I did hear carols like C in the background, like you know what I'm talking about. It's real? Are you serious? Is there a video of it? Has there been a video of it uploaded? Dude, it's so hot in my room right now. Gastro, oh my gosh. You guys have to be trolling. It does the little screen motif, but specifically the part that samples Gaster's theme. Oh, interesting. It was called Happy Town? Yeah. Oh my god, I hate that the festival theme for freaking Weird Al is called Happy Town. Why? That's so weird. Let me get the timestamp. I promise it's there. Alright, if you do, I will definitely go to, freaking. Never mind. C jingles in 34 seconds. Flower Man's the top one. Dude, the lyrics appearing for Flower Man, that was just to be like, oh, we made all this code for the lyrics for freaking Raise Up or the freaking rock video minigame. We have to use it again somewhere. I can't just freaking sunk cost fallacy. Where okay. We'll just look up Toby Fox, guys. Toby Fox? Yes, he's 100% in the Weird Al Festival theme. Yeah, it's sort of. I bumped my mic really hard there. I'm sorry if that was like audible. Um, but yeah, I like right when I was like headed to the lake, I heard that and I was like, oh, I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Flower man. Flower man. Where is festival? It's up here, right? Yeah. Oh my gosh, I need an ad blocker, y'all.
Welcome to Affinity.
Oh hey, look, there's Soda Man's new video. Dude, I don't care. Okay, hold on. I need to pull this up on my phone as well. So actually, I won't be able to look at chat for a second. But what was it? 38 seconds? 34 seconds? Somewhere 30 seconds. I need to pull this up on my phone as well. I'm sorry. Give me just a second. Because I can't, dude, I give up at speaking. I'm so done. Alright, I'm gonna listen to this on my phone first, just to verify. I do hear that. Yeah, no, I do hear that actually. Hold on. Okay, wait, I'll play it for you guys as well. Oh shoot, I don't know while I was away. Your scripts are showing. Yeah, it's the do 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 do. I don't know what all you guys can hear, but yeah. So what was I talking about? Yeah. Wingdings Gaster. Yeah. It's also in the background. Yeah, because who is it? I think Lime said that was like the Lost Girl motif. So, yeah. Can we get Shabunked out on the stream? I miss him. I would. I really would. I still have. Hold on. I still have his PNG tuber right here. But unfortunately, he is out of town right now. So no, we cannot have him on stream today. Lost Girl has freedom motif. No, it doesn't. There's a freedom motif in Mad Mew's theme. Yeah, duh. I saw a video. It was like, oh, I found the freedom motif in Mad Mew's theme. Dude, could you not hear it? Like, no offense, no offense. I'm not saying that to the person who made the video, but like, were people not hearing the freedom motif in Mad Mew's theme? I think the only reason I was able to hear it is because that boss took me like, oops, I'm on the one with an outline. That's not right. But like, I missed it but I'm tone deaf. Oh, okay. But yeah, I was shocked when people freaking were missing the freedom motif in Mad Mew's theme. But like I said, that boss took me like 10 tries. So yeah, the boss beat all our assets. Yeah, I didn't have the mannequin either. So go paper Shabunka. The way the video just showed up on my feed as you said that. What, Soda Man's video? It's because I know. I spent like an hour on Mad Mew, but I haven't beaten it. It took me like an hour to beat, I think. Maybe just short of that, but yeah. I'm glad I didn't stream. That would have been so boring for you guys to see. But alright, gang, I'm broke. Sending you money. I'm out. I'm broke. Sending you money for the day. Oh my god, I'm done. Thank you for showing up. Illegal. Goodbye. Took me like 6 tries. That's pretty good, actually. Flowery was actually pretty hard, at least to me. I fought him pre-patch. His gimmick was a little hard to get at first. By the way, okay, I need you guys to understand just how insane it is that we got a new soul mode. We haven't gotten a new non-derivative soul mode literally since Undertale. Literally since, wait, what comes first, yellow soul mode or purple soul mode? It's been like, I haven't played Undertale since I was in 6th grade. But we haven't gotten a new non-derivative soul mode since Undertale came out over 10 years ago. Yeah, nobody's even talking about it. It's so weird. And that means we only have one soul mode left, one more non-derivative soul mode, and that is Cyan. That is Aqua, as it's now being called. And Switch exclusives Mad Mew soul mode. Oh yeah, I guess there's that. But is that does that even count? I'm kidding. But yeah, you're right. Still, it's been ages. And so now the only soul modes we need are a blue soul mode for Deltarune and an aqua soul mode just in general. And I wonder how we're gonna get that. I really do. Cyan for chapter 6 and blue for chapter 7. Yeah, Bravery Soul mode, it makes so much sense that Bravery Soul is just like charging headfirst into stuff. Like there had to have been someone who predicted that, right? Right? Ignore my stutter. I'm like stuttering really bad on this stream. Um okay. Anyways, um are you guys ready to talk about Snowgrave? Because I've been dying to talk about Snowgrave. I really want to talk about Snowgrave. A lot of stuff happened there. Now these notes, I will say, were made before I fully knew that Snowgrave is referred to as B-side. So there's one part of my like B-side theory that's like I think inaccurate because of that I'm not ready, Shabunka. But we will go over to my notes over here. These are my notes for an upcoming video of mine. So I just finished like typing these out before the stream, like I said. So Devil seen Snowgrave, I'm not crazy. So I have a theory that chapter 6 can still continue Snowgrave. Maybe not Snowgrave, but more specifically Weird Route, you know. It's like some kind of lake skip. Wait. Yeah, I've seen, okay, I think that's here. Um Okay, this, you guys can ignore this. This is what I thought initially when I saw the side B stuff. And I will probably still say this in my theory, just as like sort of food for thought, but it's kind of been debunked with Snowgrave being referred to as side B in the files. So, hmm, yeah, I don't really see this being legitimate anymore, and that's what I thought initially. But I think this is more what I think now. It's like some kind of speed running. Wait, is the quality bad, or is that just for that person? No, it's readable on my phone. Okay, but I think Noah just broke the game in chapter 5 and went straight to the depths alongside Chris. Yeah, that's sort of what this theory. I've seen a lot of people saying that, and that's sort of what this theory right here is saying. But I most of the focus on the video is going to be on this sort of idea of a neo Snowgrave, and I'd like to speak a bit on this. I can start typing out a storm about all this, but I'm actually just rewriting my video. Wait, oh my gosh. Oh, what's the video that you're rewriting? Is it about Snowgrave? Question mark. Oh my gosh, there's a typo right there. That's embarrassing. Um, but yeah, so I'm gonna read this blurb right here, even though you guys could read it yourselves. But even after aborting Snowgrave by getting Noel's nothing changed monologue, there's still some dialogue differences, albeit very few and far between. This means there's still some kind of flag, and I think Limecrow mentioned this earlier, that tracks and recognizes that the player is still on some kind of alternative path. And so I think there may still be some kind of weird route available for chapter 6. And I'm usually someone who calls the weird route Snowgrave route, but I'm very clear to use weird route right there because this isn't going to be about casting Snowgrave again. That's obvious. This is just going to be a different, well, weird route. So, no, I mean the one I just put out, the side B video. Oh, huh, interesting. Are you gonna make like a part 2 or like an elaboration? And so these, I think, are the potential options for a Neo Snowgrave, as I put it. So this is mostly just like, as I keep saying, food for thought. What happens if you like got the Thorn Ring in chapter 2 and then aborted Snowgrave last second by not equipping it? And so you have Snowgrave in chapter 6 when Noel comes back to the Dark World. What happens if you put the Snowgrave back on Noel? Will she let you? I wonder. I do truly wonder. And if she does let you, will she let you in front of other party members? What will the other party members say? No, man, I was gonna start writing stuff in chat right now, and now it's just gonna be writing in that video again. Oh, okay. Is anyone gonna talk about the Tell Me to Grow Wings? I wasn't planning on talking about that in my video, but that does add to Noel potentially being the angel. But yeah, I wonder what, and also I don't know if you know this, But when you put the when you put the thorn ring on Noelle, it gives her a status effect just called trance. And I believe, and this is kind of obvious, I believe that trance state, we've seen it probably twice. We've definitely seen it when she was casting Snowgrave and her eyes went pale, right? That was that looked like she was in a trance. Um, but I'm sort of spitballing at you guys. You guys are my test run of this theory. But um, what was I gonna say? She's also likely in the trance in chapter 5, but it's a different kind of trance from that of what she was in chapter 2. The trance state, but in chapter 5 she gives us more elaboration as to what the trance state is. The trance state is where she feels her most powerful. When she was she says when she was casting Snowgrave, that is when she felt her most powerful. This trance state makes her feel powerful, and I really want to know if we'll get more elaboration as to what this trance state is. And so that is why I think this could be like a very intriguing alternative path we could take. No, I got addicted to being crazy. Where do you think chapter 6's Dark World will be? I am not sure. My brother thinks it'll be in Carol's office. I've seen. I mean, okay, I'm still like I was, I was coping for like Kitchen Dark Fountain. I don't think that's happening, but I have seen some people say Holiday House. And then maybe like probably somewhere Noel related, right? Not sure. I'm 100% positive. Yeah, Hospital Dark Fountain would be awesome too. Like Noel will figure out about the Dark Worlds, and then be like, I want to save Rudy, and go open a Dark Fountain in the hospital. Noel is not Noel in the weird route. She's something else. Yeah, Noel even recognizes that herself. She was like, I need to change. I need to not be Noel. Anintun fell into the depths. No, she didn't. She got freaking slimed out by Gaster Follower 3, and her freaking not organs, but her you're eating my flesh is being sold at the festival. Is she freaky? Is who freaky? Noelle? Noel felt stronger. Oh my gosh. What? Shut up. I'm not reading that. I started reading that and immediately stopped. Shut up. um, okay. My second theory is okay, so obviously we'll get to this, but there's a chance that Snowgrave sort of just like you can just like low key, high key manipulate Noel again, even after being course corrected. And maybe you can even do this without having done Weird Route in the past. And I think this could be interesting. Like, what if a player does Sword Route, and then they're like, oh, the Forbidden Path began with ice magic, and then they get access back to ice magic in chapter 6, and they start trying to do Weird Route, but maybe, it's not quite the same. And the only way you can sort of continue this, like, neo Weird Route is if you're on that course correction that Noelle's like her like nothing changed after her nothing changed monologue. If you're on that course correction, that's how you can truly continue this alternative, this weird route. If you're catching my drift. And maybe that's because in that sort of that what almost felt like some sort of universe hop. Maybe after that universe hop, the soul, because I mean, the soul had to have been like booted into like almost a different Chris, right? And so I wonder if you believe like that thorn ring is like a piece of the soul growing within Noelle, which I personally buy into. I just realized that's a misspelling right there. Then wouldn't that, as a part of the soul, also have to come with us and therefore still be within Noelle? And maybe that is how we manipulate her again. That, like, it's only possible by taking advantage of this vulnerability within Noelle, because she still has that bit of the soul. She still has that thorn ring within her. Side C theory for the win. And no, okay, I think what would be most interesting about this is that maybe mm, it wouldn't cause side B. Everything would be the same. I feel that would be interesting if everything was if it was like the same ending because we're still on side A. We failed to go to side B. We're still on side A. And that is backed up by the code. Like the side B flag disappears on this aborted Snowgrave route, on this Neo Snowgrave route, and so you feel like you're still on Snowgrave the whole time. You feel like you're still doing something weird, doing something wrong, but you're not. Everything ends up the same, just as it would in a normal route. I think that could be interesting. I think that could be interesting. There's my thoughts on the matter. I'm gonna type out a proper script for it. Um, I'm thinking. Well, guys, I would like to announce that I have a membership now. I opened up YouTube memberships because I had a fun idea for like a name for it, and I thought it might be fun, to be able to post more like inside stuff about like what I'm working on and whatnot. Because sometimes when I post like updates on like videos, I feel like I'm like low key spamming you guys, especially recently with Chapter 5 coming out. Like I've been posting like like every 8 hours or so. But yeah, I think if you would like to see this Carol Knight script, or not Carol Knight, this Why I'm No Longer a Carol Knighter actually script, um, I will be putting that like in my membership tab, and I'll probably be announcing this like on a community post as well. Um, so yeah, if you'd like to see that early, go join my membership. But yeah, um, what else do we talk about in terms of chapter 5? Let's just pull up the chapter 5 walkthrough again. Hold on. Let me just do this real quick. Oh my gosh.
Just $20.
See, this is why I tapped out. I got a freaking app. Always bet on best on night. Shut up. Is Rudy dead? Should be another thing we should discuss. I think that mostly depends on if you're like if you're a Rudy Knighter, you're gonna say no. You're gonna say no. He's alive. He has to be the knight. Come on, guys, please, he's alive. He's alive. But I feel like Rudy is 100% in critical condition, right? But uh, who's still on Chris Knight train? What are you talking about? Like Knight is an alternate universe Chris? Hell no, I'm not on that train. What are you talking about? But how Rudy Knight can still win. Okay, I have seen. Hold on. You know what? Let's talk about this. And I'm gonna talk about why I actually disagree with this. Where is it? I have seen some Rudy Knight Coopers point out. Coopers, I'm sorry. That was a little rude. It slipped out, guys. Point out how the Knight, like this whole sequence, is limping. They seem winded. They seem weak. Look, here they're even like taking a whole ass knee. I'm sorry, Lime. Um, and people have been saying that like, oh, that's because Rudy is weak in the light world as well. But I also think you should be looking at the fact that this thing just it's outspeeding a flower, and then look at this. It speeds up, and then crashes head fucking first into a wall. Sorry, pardon my language. I think it would definitely be winded after that. If I were the knight, I would be winded after that. And so I don't get how that's evidence for Rudy Knight, because it's like that could be Rudiance for Rudiance. What am I saying? That could be evidence for any knight. Head trauma simulator. Um, they are kind of winded though. Yeah, because they just ran for 20 whole seconds and then crashed head first, like ran full speed for 20 whole seconds and then crashed head first into the wall. Shavonk even believes Rudy Knight now. No, I'm saying I don't see how this is like proof for Rudy Knight. I've seen people citing this as proof for Rudy Knight, but I don't see how because I feel like anyone as the Knight would be winded after that. Des, Carol, fucking Asgore. Oh wait, no, I'm kidding. Flowery is also winded there. Flowery Knight theory. Wait, is he? I think you're right actually. Hey guys. Yeah, look at him. He's winded as well. Did you see that talking sprite? Like they just like went full speed anime fight, like clashing, going at it. And you think this is because Rudy's injured in the light world? Even hell, even after that, look, the knight is like normal. Look, that's just their normal damage sprite that they were doing in chapter 3. That's just their normal slash sprite that they were doing in chapter 3. Oh wait, I never noticed that. Like, wait, can we look at the animation? Hold on. Do they like turn into a bird and then the ball? No, I think they just turn into the ball. That's cool though. That's really smooth. Um, but yeah, and then like they don't seem very winded here either. I don't know. I just don't. I not winded, but they don't seem like injured or anything here. So yeah, I don't know. You gotta let us Rudy Nighters cope. No, I'm not gonna let you cope if your cope is straight nonsense. All right, you can still cope for Rudy Night. You can still believe in Rudy Night. Like even though Rudy, listen, okay, the reason I Birdly Knight for the win. The reason I say Rudy Knight is as dead as Rudy himself is because if you believe in Rudy Knight, you think Rudy is alive. If you don't believe in Rudy Knight, you think Rudy is dead. It's the perfect solution. It's the easiest solution. Rudy Knight. I'm done. Never mind. I had like a funny, but I lost it. I've seen Alfie's Knight, bro. Alfie's Knight is. I don't get Alfie's Knight. Whenever someone's like, "I believe in Alfie's Knight," it feels like the Hydra with like the one stupid head. I love night discussions. I Rudy Corpse Night. I'm still standing on first night. I'm surprised you're actually like down. Like you're actually like defending that theory. I mean, there's no evidence against it, so. Rory X Undyne Yuri theory. What? Would the knight have to be Carol there? I thought about that for way too long. I had to pause and think about that for way too long. I've seen Joggington and Rory in the same room before. No. Most likely candidate is Chris's original soul possessing something. Oh, I. How is that most likely candidate? Because then how is the knight going to be revealed? We have been endlessly teased that the knight's identity as a lightner is going to be revealed. Susie is like, if we just wait out here for them, we'll see them. Freaking there's the tease in chapter 4 where if you think of the knight, it's like the knight slowly began to remove their helmet. The knight is going to be revealed as someone, and that's going to be a big plot point. If that were to just be thrown away by it being some random soul possessing some jack shit thing, it wouldn't make sense. That would harm the narrative inherently. So no, I 100% disagree. Actually, 1,000,000% disagree. What's your opinion on Asgore wanting to parade the knight's dead body around the town? Dude, it's funny because I know he was talking about the knight, but the way he was like, "Oh, I'm gonna fucking slime out whoever made this fountain," and Chris was the one who made the fountain. That was funny, but I mean, obviously he doesn't want to by the end of the chapter. I actually do mention that in this script right here, plug. But yeah, I think it showed he felt very strongly for like his research and all that he was putting into this, and so yeah, I don't know. I don't know. How's the knight in a suit if its chest reveals a rib cage with an eye? Okay, so here's my thing, and I mentioned this in my Test 2 video. The knight has to be in a full suit of armor, and I know you want to be in denial about that. But for one, nobody has this freaking bone structure. Bone? Unless you're Papyrus, in which case, if you're Papyrus, Knight, get out of my chat right now. Why are there 0 viewers? No, I'm kidding. But the knight has to be in armor because I mean, there's the tease. Like Chris knows more about the knight than us, obviously. And there's the tease in chapter 4 of the knight starts to remove their helmet. And I think we can trust, even though Chris is an unreliable narrator, I think we can trust that in that moment, the Chris is thinking about the actual knight and that the knight actually has a helmet. So tell me why. Why would the knight be running a helmet only build? You think they just have a helmet on and then the rest are just going commando? What? No, that's silly. That's comical. And look, there's like those are like shoulder pads. Are they not? Tell me why. So, yeah, I the knight has to be wearing armor, and if you think otherwise, I think it's silly. Naked knight theory is not real. My theory is that the knight is a ghost possessing a body like Mad Mew Mew. That would be so. That would be. That would be so weird. Holy shit, Mew Mew fight is so hard. Yeah, it's low-key difficult. Um. Okay. Let me skim through. Okay, you want to see? Okay, and I mentioned this in my next video. The line, and I won't be explaining this since obviously my next video is going to be about this. Well, I won't be explaining it all the way at least. But the line that converted me to not be a Carol Knighter anymore is somewhere around here. Oh my god, why do people put ads on their full playthrough videos? It genuinely PMO. It genuinely PMO. Like, how badly do you need the money? But did they talk to Asgore? They better have talked to Asgore here. Of course they didn't. Okay. So, very fun. Please get an ad blocker. This is the family computer, I'm not sure. But Asgore says something, he's like, oh, don't worry, we'll tell all this information to Carol. And I feel like that just goes against Carol Knight very, very hard. And I'm not gonna, like I said, I'm not gonna fully explain why, because that's what my next video is gonna be about. But do you think Hometown is a matrix and there's nothing outside of Hometown? I don't think it's a matrix. I don't think that's the right word for it. But I feel like the Snowgrave route is sort of like Snowgrave route is sort of based on video game glitches, doing something wrong, doing something foreign, maybe not exactly glitches, but doing something that isn't supposed to happen. And so I feel like Snowgrave building up to clipping out of bounds and going where there is no map is very interesting to me, and I feel like that would very much align with the themes that Snowgrave route is building up to. There's my take on that. I low-key spitballed that hard. Hold on, wait. Also, I like the flower poll is still going on. Oh, I forgot about that, low-key. Wait, what's it at right now? Open-minded. Most people voted open-minded. Interesting. Okay. Asgore X Carol theorem. What? Who the fuck is the knight at this point? Right? I've seen someone. I made a like a community post, just like sort of vague posting. Like, I don't think I'm a Carol Knighter anymore. I was fake posting because I didn't want to or unintentionally spoil someone. But there were so many people in the comments like, I've just given up on the knight at this point, bro. I have no clue who they are. And honestly, that's kind of valid, but also it's a little disappointing because like I think the identity of the knight is like really interesting to me, and like who they could potentially be is really fun to discuss. So I don't know. Sorry, why am I speaking so fast? I need to slow down. Slow down. Yeah, I don't agree with your evidence against Carol Knight. I've like barely given any though. What? Demon Knight? Don't mention Alvin Knight. No, no, Alvin's not the knight. I refuse to believe Alvin's knight. Alright. I don't know if there's anything else I really wanted to talk about. Does anyone have any points of discussion? Because I kind of want to go record my script, but if there's some stuff we should really discuss. Oh, what the heck? Okay. Um, can I ask something about Mad Mew Mew? Sure, I guess. Yeah, go ahead. How strongly are your opinions of Rules Night? how the we no Rolls Night literally can't happen because Susie says she sees someone in chapter 3, right? And of course there's some people who are like, oh, it could still be like a Darkner with like a soul or something in it, and that's how it's in the light world or something. But we literally know that Rolls in the light world is a Rolls card. Like, we've brought him from the chapter 1 room over to chapter 2, and we didn't pick up the night, we picked up freaking, yeah. Are we forgetting Ralsei oh yeah, the Ralsei fire magic reveal. Dude, I hope they do more stuff with that, because that was an interesting reveal, but then it didn't mention it for the rest of the chapter, and I really, really hope they do something with that in chapter 6. Oh, Firegrave, bro! Chapter 6 Firegrave! Yes! Yeah, someone just said it too. Someone just said it in chat too. Firegrave, guys, Firegrave is real. Here's how Firegrave can still win. Ralsei Fire Shock. Can we please talk about how the Sans interaction is forced in the weird route and how the bread gives... Yeah, okay, I interacted with the bread and how it's like, oh, it leaves crumbs behind. And I feel like Sans is low-key onto us. Now, that being said, if the weird route ends with some fuck-ass, like, Sans genocide interaction, he's like, you've been a human, I remember your snow graves, I would be like 0 out of 10. But... I feel like Ralsei is more than just a Darkner. So, okay. Actually, this is something I want to give my opinion on. Where is the one moment with Flowery and Ralsei? Actually, yeah, I want to talk about that one moment with Flowery and Ralsei. Hold on. Let me get to that. I have a lot of thoughts on that. Not a lot, but quite a few. Oh, there it was. I saw it. It's right around here. No! If I get another ad. Oh my god! You guys are going on the BRB screen. I'm tired of this shit. Oh, excuse my language. That's my goat! Alright. I'll tap back in once I get to the moment. Okay. Here it is. Flowery transphobic theory. He calls him princess, though. Urgh. Pink and gold is the secret ad in the final boss. What? Okay. This moment. What do you think about Ralsei? So, I'm going to talk about this first part, and then I'll talk about the Ralsei optic stuff afterwards. Because I was watching this and I felt so vindicated. So, he's like, please let it change. And, it's implied he's talking about the final prophecy, but then it's basically confirmed in this next line. Please let everything be alright. Not that next line. Please have mercy on them. Have mercy on Susie. This line... Who the fuck is Ralsei praying to? That's what I was thinking of. Who is Ralsei praying to? He's not. He doesn't say like a dear angel, please let it be okay. He does. I think the whole point of this scene. I don't think he's praying to anyone in particular. He's just praying in general. Because, I think a big point of this scene is that Ralsei is meant to look desperate. He's meant to look a little pathetic, because he is praying to no one. He knows there's no one out there who can help him, who can change fate. But he holds out hope. He wants there to be something to change. He read the Quran. So, yeah. I don't know. I think a big part of the, or not a big part of this scene, but I think Ralsei is praying to no one. He knows his pleas are desperate and reaching no one, but it is, yeah. I haven't gotten the chapter 5 egg, by the way, so that's one thing I don't know about. Hey, it's me, Ralsei. I love Jesus. But, okay, someone said, but that's vague, though. But this does confirm that the final prophecy there was like the theory like there's I think this kind of, how is this vague? How is this vague? I don't see how this is vague. Like, if you seriously read into it, it sort of debunks like two of like the popular theories for Final Prophecy, because well, you didn't miss much. Nothing burger, egg. Are you serious? Huh. Interesting. Um, but Rossi probably knows we're watching this scene too. I don't think he's praying to us though. Who knows? Because I think even Flowery comes in. He's like, dude, stop praying. Come on, man up. Or I'm sorry, we'll man up. Sorry, princess. But hmm. Do you think aborted Weird Al will be different when Noah's entered this dark world? I talked about that earlier on stream, and I talked very deeply about it. So yeah. Um, but I feel like this very much backs my theory for the final prophecy, that the final prophecy will be Susie and Chris fighting to the death. Because this them, it's not referring to Ralsei. None of this is referring to Ralsei. So, for one, it's probably not a sacrifice because there's more than one. So, unless both of them sacrifice themselves, which I don't really see, I don't really understand how that would happen. And, like, I wouldn't let that happen. Chris wouldn't let that happen, and you especially wouldn't let that happen. I don't see how Ralsei especially wouldn't let that happen. It doesn't make sense to me. And so them can refer to one of two things here. It can either refer to Chris, just Chris, because they, them, or both Chris and Susie. Either way, I feel like it very much backs the theory that Susie and Chris will fight to the death. And I don't, and at this point I think Castletown Fountain being sealed is like dead in the water. It just makes no sense because how would that pertain to having mercy? Mercy. Keyword mercy, as in not killing, as in not harming. How would that pertain to having mercy on Chris and Susie? I think at this point, my theory from almost a year ago about the final prophecy being about Susie and Chris fighting to the death has never been more true. Dead in the water, you say? Shut up. Oh my gosh. So, yeah. Abusive home for Susie theory. Okay, I think, okay, you wanna, okay, wait. A strange parallel, oh, wait, shut up, Flowery. A strange parallel I noticed is that, I just realized he's spewing water out of his mouth here. You weirdo. But a strange parallel I noticed is how at the end of chapter 5, Susie asks you to take her home, right? And obviously, as we all know, you take her to her room in the dark world. Something I noticed almost immediately was, you know who else? Noelle, after snowgraving Birdley, says she's going to go home and then goes to her room in the dark world. Now, maybe that's just a coincidence, but I think that's an interesting parallel. I think that's, if intentional, that's a very interesting parallel. Although I really don't like trying to draw patterns, or trying to find patterns and draw parallels with stuff like this. Because for me, when it comes to narrative stuff like this, I have a bit of a rule. 1 is a happenstance, 2 is a coincidence, 3 is a pattern. So, in chapter 3 and 4, I'll be honest, I did not buy into the knight is only taking Undertow characters, because it had only happened 2 times. It was Toriel and Undyne, and there was also just the convenience of them being close together, of both of them being there. So I played it off as maybe a coincidence. But now that Asgore has been taken, that is a pattern. That establishes a pattern. And I think a lot more people need to live by that rule because, not live by, but, need to understand that rule. Because, yeah, it's. I don't know. Sorry. I was thinking. Hold on, I'm thinking. Insane crackpot. Wait, how's that insane crackpot? I still think it's a coincidence since I don't think Torio was ever a real target. No, I think Torio definitely was a target. That's like sort of why Tenna, like, Torio is the reason why Tenna was meant to be stalling out the Lightners. So that the Knight could come in and intercept Torio. And also so the Knight could give Ram a Shadow Crystal, probably. So, yeah. Papyrus can't kidnap himself. Well, if Papyrus is the Knight, then that's all 6 Undertale characters. Like, crack your knuckles. I'm only cracking one of them. My bad, I meant crackpot as in the. Wait, what? As in the Knight being Flowey and kidnapping the Undertale characters. Oh, that's the crackpot? Yeah, I don't think Knight is Flowey either. Anyways. Um, like I said, there's another thing I have with this scene. When I first watched this scene, let me find the flowery dialogue. Raleigh. Thanks! Trying to find. Okay, yeah, this is him like talking about how like, oh, like how much do you think praying really helps? I don't think Flowery has like meta narrative sort of understanding of the soul. So I don't think Ralsei is praying to the soul here. And if that becomes a popular theory, I'm gonna be really upset because I think it'll kind of undermine Ralsei's actions here because Ralsei, like I said, I think is sort of meant to look pathetic and desperate here, knowing that he's praying to nobody, knowing that his prayers won't be heard by anyone but himself. This is just his way of keeping hope, you know? Flowery is so real. I wish Flowery was real. Holy stutter. Listen, I have a stutter, okay? Why not just put faith in yourself? Okay, yeah. He's about to say, do you really have so little self-awareness? My faith is nothing like your arrogance. You have no way of defeating us, of defeating anyone. You know if I let myself go, like... Bro, this person got a controller warning. I'm crying. I like the tease here. He was like, I could burn you down in an instant. I like that tease to Ralsei knowing of fire magic. So that was interesting to see, like, sort of played into later in the chapter. I'm trying to find the one flowery dialogue. If I can stop you and defy fate. Now, okay, I did say that Flowery doesn't seem to have meta-narrative understanding of the soul, but he does seem to have a grasp on the prophecy. And I like that Flowery comes after, like, I like that Flowery as a character comes after chapter 4, because chapter 4 was both about how fate is inevitable, but also Gerson, how fate can be changed, how the prophecy isn't set, how the words of the prophecy can bend to the will of like how you understand it. And I really like that a character like Flowery comes in to reinforce this idea, not to Susie, who has already had this idea, like, sort of drilled into her by Gerson, but to Ralsei, like the number one freaking prophecy defender. He explains the menu to Susie. He knows the meta at least. Oh, that's true. That's true. I also think the menu thing was kind of a bit, though. Like, I was not taking that seriously. Yeah, okay. Ralsei says no one can do the impossible. This line I find deeply interesting. Yeah, the prophecy's ambiguity lets you squeeze between the cracks of fate. Exactly. Bars. Says the impossibility himself. I when I first saw this line, I I interpreted it as a sort of, yeah, I find it very, very interesting. I interpreted it as almost a Ralsei isn't an object theory, that Ralsei is born of pure darkness. I saw it as something you could use as support for that theory. And for a while, I've sort of been buying into that theory, honestly, because I don't know what Ralsei could be in the light world. But yeah, I agree. I think that means Ralsei is a weird kind of darkner. I agree. I think it it's he's probably something similar to what Flowery is. Flowery explains how flowers are technically conscious beings in the light world, and that being brought to existence as a darkner makes them slightly different from other darkners in that regard. They're neither a lightener nor a darkner. They're just kind of interesting. And so Ralsei is Moss theory. Um I think I'm not exactly sure what Ralsei is in the light world, but I think the biggest hint for me that Ralsei is an object is that Ralsei and Flowery seem to have some kind of history. Ralsei just says that, like, oh, he annoys me because he just acts so like that. But um I don't know. Ralsei and Flowery are sort of implied to have history. Flowery always talks to Ralsei like, he doesn't call him old buddy like he does Asgore, but I feel like he almost wants to. He almost implies it. Ralsei and Flowery have some sort of history, and I want to look more into this. I'm not sure exactly how or like how much, but if they have a history, I don't think Ralsei can be born of pure darkness, because that would mean there would have had to have been a dark world in Asgore's flower shop before, and that Ralsei would have went to it for whatever reason, and somehow it got referred to. I don't know. He calls Ralsei new buddy sometimes. Does he? They're exes. But yeah, I don't know. Just something I thought of. Sorry, I'm reading chat right now. Maybe they were in the oldest Dark World or something. How would Flowery be there, though? Because I don't think the oldest Dark World was in Asgore's shop. I think Eram is Flower. Have you seen the balloon ending? What are you talking about? The balloon ending? If it has something to do with the egg, no, I have not seen it. He could have brought the bouquet. But why would he? Would it have been on their wedding day, maybe? But then why would he, like, I feel like Asgore would have had to have gotten into the habit of continuing to water the flowers before the incident happened. Otherwise, the incident would have happened and he would have just left his flowers to die because he became so obsessed with finding out what happened. If you refuse to walk home with Susie, Chris goes away and gets a balloon and comes back to walk with her anyway. Oh, wait, really? That's cute. No, I have not seen that. That's very interesting. Maybe Ralsei is something that existed during Asgore's wedding. But again, if it was on the day of his wedding, I don't see why he would continue to water and nurture his flowers, because he just became so obsessed with the case. The soul is in the balloon. Is it? Really? Oh my god, wait, that's so funny. I actually have to look at that. It's something very interesting. I like saying it, alright? Because I like it, okay? Oh man, it hurts. Scrap of Toriel's wedding dress theory. That would explain. Wait, that would explain why he looks like Asriel. But yeah, it's implied he did it even after going off the deep end. Yeah, but I feel like he would have had to have gotten into the habit of doing it first, and and that's why even after he goes off the deep end, he still does it, because he's ingrained it into himself as a habit. I don't think they could have happened at the same time, because in his mind, he would have had to prioritize one over the other, and the investigation, because of how obsessive he became over it, would have been the thing he prioritized. Anyways, how long have I been streaming for now? An hour and a half? Okay. I think I might leave it off there. Let me just skim through, make sure there's nothing else of note I want to talk about. Those are just the things that stood out to me during the chapter that I really wanted to talk about. Also, I didn't get the Ralsei bathhouse scene. I got the. Oh, actually, little extra thing. I really liked Yellow's whole bit of trying to freaking off himself. That was kind of funny. That was kind of really funny, actually. But those are a lot of the moments that stood out to me. In conclusion, Liv loves Suzelle Yuri. I need them to kiss in the next chapter. I can't wait for chapter 6. Chapter 6, 2027, by the way. I don't know if you guys saw this. Wait, hold on, I'm going to pull it up. Deltarune, Steam. I don't know if you guys saw this. I made a community post about this, but if you go to the FAQ here, it says, when is chapter 6? We're aiming for a 2027 release. So, yeah. How is there not one friend inside me reference? Anyways, yes, I did do Weird Route. Yeah, chapter 6, 2027, get hype. I'm gonna leave now. Thank you guys all for tuning in. This was my way of processing some of chapter 5, and so I really appreciate you guys just letting me sort of spitball for a while. And oh, thank you for the donation, Bart Freeman. Was streaming your talk kind of pushed. Oh, was streaming your talk and kind of put myself in. Thank you. Oh, okay, cool. That's awesome. I will watch that later, probably. Thank you. I'll be leaving now. Goodbye, guys, and thank you guys for letting me spitball again. Until next time.